Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be making this thankful shadow box. I think it's a great tradition to start for making little cards with the kids to say what you're thankful for. It helps them to appreciate the small things. So the supplies you're going to need are one of these small shadow boxes that you can find at the Dollar Tree. They also have these pumpkin clips, 3-pack of pumpkins, the galvanized words that come in a 3-pack. We chose to use the word thankful. You'll also need some assorted flowers and stems and things of your choice, one of these candle holders, some ribbon, also some of these maple leaves, and some twine, and those can all be found at the Dollar Tree. Also, you're going to need some scissors and some hot glue, and you're going to need either E6000 glue or the Fix-All adhesive, which can also be found at the Dollar Tree. So let's begin. So the first thing we did is we tried to remove the words with some acetone nail polish. It wasn't working, so we took the back of a spoon and just scraped it off, and it came off actually fairly easily without scratching the glass. So once we cleaned the glass, we went ahead and took the back off of our shadow box here. So now taking our maple leaves that we got at Dollar Tree, we decided to arrange these on the back. And once we decided where we want them, we went ahead and glued these on. Now, you do not have to use these leaves. Really, you guys make this your own. You guys can use burlap in the back. You can use scrapbooking paper, even wrapping paper. It doesn't matter. You can even leave it the way it is. So we just decided to use these maple leaves. So now that they're glued on, we took our pumpkins off of the clips and cut the little stems off of the back. And then we did cut the stems off of the top just because they weren't sitting right. They were bumping up against the glass and pushing the back off when we tried it the first time. So once we cut these down just a little bit, we decided that we wanted to glue these a certain way on. So we decided to cut the back of the pumpkin off. Now, you don't want to cut too close to the stem because you want the pumpkin to still have a rounded look to it. And you don't want to cut too close or it looks kind of odd. And then when you glue it on, the edges are kind of sticking up and everything. So be careful how close you cut to the center of the pumpkin. Now, we did use hot glue to glue our pumpkins on. You don't necessarily want to use hot glue. The Fix-All adhesive is a better option just because if you have a high temp hot glue gun, it does melt the styrofoam. So we actually put the glue on the back here first and let it dry a little bit for a second to cool down, and then stuck the pumpkins on the back so it wouldn't melt our styrofoam. So once we have that into place, we're just going to replace the backing because the inside is done. We didn't want to put too much inside because we want to leave place for the cards for the kids to write what they're thankful for and be able to put those inside. Which, on a side note, make sure you leave the top, which is the penny bank side, to the shadow box open because you're going to want to make sure that that's glued to the top of your candle holder later on here in this process. So then we took this burlap bow that we found at Dollar Tree. It was just over by the gift wrap. You don't have to do this step. You can use a regular bow. You can use twine. You don't have to use a bow. You can use pretty much different flowers, anything you want here. But we chose to use this burlap bow, and then we took a little bit of this twine and tied it around the center of the bow, and then tied it up underneath of our flower on the flower pick that we chose from the Dollar Tree. So we just flip this over, and then we tie it into a double knot to hold it in place up here at the top. And then once we get it all tied down and where we want it, we kind of slid it up a little bit higher once it was on because it was not cooperating quite so well there. So once we have that all tied into place, we just took a little dot of hot glue and glued it on the back just to make sure it stayed where we wanted it to stay. Next, to tie the pumpkins into the outside of the shadow box, we took the third pumpkin and glued that onto the front center. And then using our assorted flowers, we pulled one of these leaves off and stuck it to the bottom just to cover the stem. You can also use different flowers. It's really, or the maple leaves that you purchase. It's really up to you guys. So next, what we did is we took the hot glue and the Fix-All adhesive to glue these flowers down to the sides. For the sake of the video, we did use the hot glue just to speed up the process a little bit for filming's sake. But you do want to use an E6000 glue because, you just want it to be able to stay a little bit longer. And I don't think the hot glue is going to hold to that plastic all that great. Now, taking our word, we are gluing it diagonally across the front. All the words in this packet that you get, it's welcome, thankful, and harvest. They're the same size. So if you choose to glue yours on horizontally, they should all fit. Next, we're going to take our candlestick here from Dollar Tree and take our Fix All adhesive and glue down the center and on the sides where our shadow box is going to sit. We also used a little bit of hot glue, again, for the sake of the video to speed it up. And then we centered on our candlestick and glued that on into place. Once that dried for a few minutes, we just took some of our orange ribbon and put a bow down on the front of the candlestick to kind of bring the orange down a little bit and tie it all together. And then using some of our flowers from our assortment that we purchased for this project, we glued some of these little beads onto the front, and the project is finished. And I'm so excited to see what the kids are thankful for this year. I hope you guys like this DIY. If you do, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to like and share and comment. I read them all. And hit that notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I hope you all have a blessed day.